Did Trump just accidentally expose his own administration's chaos? What you're about to discover about the Save America Act will shock you. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm your host, bringing you the latest breaking news analysis, and today we're diving deep into a story that's been flying under the radar but has massive implications for America's future. Before we jump in, make sure you hit that like button if you want to stay informed about what's really happening in Washington, and subscribe with notifications on so you never miss our breaking coverage. So here's what happened that has everyone talking behind closed doors. According to HuffPost and multiple sources, President Trump posted about something called the Save America Act on his Truth Social platform. But then something unprecedented happened. He deleted it. Why? Because even his own conservative base turned against him. Let me break this down for you because the mainstream media isn't giving you the full picture. As reported by the Pink News and confirmed by HuffPost, Trump's original post promoted transgender surgery for minors with parental approval as part of this Save America Act. Yes, you heard that right. The same president who has made anti-trans policies a cornerstone of his second term apparently endorsed the exact opposite position. But here's where it gets really interesting. The backlash was swift and brutal. Conservative commentators, his own base, and Republican lawmakers immediately started attacking the post. And what did Trump do? He scrubbed it from the internet like it never happened. Now this raises some serious questions. Was this a mistake, a miscommunication, or is there something deeper going on here? According to sources familiar with the administration, there's growing chaos behind the scenes, and this might just be the tip of the iceberg. But the Save America Act controversy is just one piece of a much larger puzzle that's unfolding right now. Let me connect the dots for you. According to Diane Ravitch's analysis of a recent New York Times investigation by Janine Interlandi, there's what she calls Trump's insane war on science happening simultaneously. The report details how the administration is systematically defunding and distorting scientific research. We're talking about the same scientific leadership that has kept America at the forefront of global innovation for decades. Think about this for a moment. While Trump is flip-flopping on social media about transgender policies, his administration is quietly dismantling the very scientific infrastructure that could help us understand these complex issues. The timing isn't coincidental. Here's what the New York Times investigation revealed. Federal funding for crucial research programs is being slashed. Scientists are being pressured to alter their findings, and entire departments are being restructured to fit political narratives rather than scientific evidence. This matters because science doesn't care about your political party. When you start making policy based on ideology instead of evidence, people get hurt, communities suffer, and America falls behind on the global stage. But wait, there's more. While all this domestic chaos is unfolding, we're also facing serious international threats that aren't getting the attention they deserve. According to reporting from Free Republic, Iran's new Ayatollah, Abdullah Javadi Amoli, has issued what they're calling a rare call for violence, specifically calling for the shedding of Trump's blood, along with what he termed Zionist blood. This is an unprecedented escalation in rhetoric from Iranian leadership. Now, here's where the analysis from The Blaze becomes crucial. Their columnist warns that America first can't survive an Iran quagmire. And they make a compelling point about Washington's classic trap, trading concrete domestic wins for open-ended foreign projects, only to discover that the home front slipped away while everyone was watching the international drama. This is exactly what we're seeing play out right now. While Trump is getting distracted by social media controversies and foreign conflicts, the real issues affecting American families are getting pushed to the background. Let me give you a perfect example of how this plays out in real life. According to Mother Jones's investigation into what they call the latest and scariest iteration of America's endless abortion wars, healthcare clinics are facing unprecedented threats. They document bomb threats, violence, and intimidation tactics that are escalating across the country. One particularly disturbing case they report involves a Preferred Women's Health Center in Charlotte, North Carolina, which received a bomb threat where the caller said, "I have a bomb, I have a bomb. Don't let anyone in or out of the clinic or I'll set it off." This clinic has been dealing with these threats for 25 years, but sources say the intensity and frequency are increasing. Here's what's really troubling. While these domestic terrorism incidents are happening, Our political leadership is too distracted by Twitter feuds and international posturing to address the root causes. But here's something interesting that most people missed. Bill Maher recently had an eye-opening conversation with Iranian activist Masih Alinejad that reveals how confused our political discourse has become. According to Free Republic's coverage, Alinejad asked Maher point blank, "Why are liberals so moronic about the problem?" She was referring to Western feminists who visit Iran and comply with hijab requirements, essentially legitimizing oppressive regimes. This highlights a crucial point about the Save America Act controversy. We're so busy fighting culture wars at home that we're losing sight of actual oppression happening globally. It's like we can't walk and chew gum at the same time. Now, let me bring this all together for you because there's a pattern here that nobody's talking about. First, you have the Save America Act flip-flop, which shows either incompetence or deliberate misdirection. Second, you have the systematic attack on scientific institutions that could provide real solutions. Third, you have escalating international tensions that are draining resources and attention. And fourth, you have domestic terrorism and violence that's being ignored while politicians play games. This isn't sustainable. Something has to give. Here's what I think is really happening. The Save America Act wasn't a mistake. It was a trial balloon. Political operatives often float controversial ideas to test public reaction. When the backlash was too severe, they pulled it back and pretended it never happened. But this reveals something important about the administration's strategy. They're not operating from a position of strength or clear vision. They're reacting to polls, focus groups, and social media sentiment in real time. Meanwhile, real problems are getting worse. According to the scientific research that the administration is trying to suppress, we're facing challenges that require long-term thinking and evidence-based solutions. Climate change, healthcare costs, educational outcomes, infrastructure decay. These issues don't care about your Twitter feed. The Iran situation is particularly concerning because, as the Blaze points out, we're walking into the exact same trap that has ensnared previous administrations. We get drawn into international conflicts that have no clear end game, while domestic priorities get neglected. And here's something that should worry everyone, regardless of your political affiliation. When you have this level of chaos and inconsistency at the top, it creates opportunities for bad actors, both domestically and internationally. The bomb threats against healthcare clinics aren't happening in a vacuum. When political leaders send mixed signals and create confusion about basic policy positions, it emboldens extremists who think they have permission to take matters into their own hands. So what can we do about this? First, we need to demand consistency and clarity from our political leaders. The Save America Act should be fully explained, not deleted and forgotten. We deserve to know what policies our government is actually pursuing. Second, we need to support scientific research and evidence-based policymaking, regardless of whether the conclusions fit our preferred narrative. Reality doesn't negotiate. Third, we need to be smarter about international engagement. That doesn't mean isolationism, but it does mean having clear objectives and exit strategies before we commit resources to foreign conflicts. And finally, we need to take domestic terrorism seriously. Bomb threats against healthcare facilities should be treated as the serious crimes they are, with appropriate federal resources dedicated to investigation and prosecution. The bottom line is this: the Save America Act controversy isn't just about transgender policy or social media mistakes. It's a symptom of a much larger problem with how our political system is functioning right now. We're making policy through trial and error on social media platforms while real challenges go unaddressed. That's not sustainable for any democracy, let alone the world's most powerful one. What do you think about all this? Have you been following the Save America Act story? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one and often feature the best insights in future videos. If this analysis was helpful, please hit that like button and share this video with anyone who needs to understand what's really happening behind the headlines. And make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on because this story is developing rapidly and there will definitely be more updates coming. Thanks for watching, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.